I'm starting to believe that no one is truly happy and fulfilled in their marriage. It seems as if a lot of people are only together for one of three things: either the children, finances, because they need help with bills, or because they've just been together for so long and they're just settling, kind of like a codependent type of situation. But it doesn't appear to be a lot of married couples that are happily married. And it's just, it makes me believe that marriage may be somewhat of a scam. Every conversation that I've had with someone that has been married for at least a decade or more, they don't have a lot of good things to say about marriage, and they don't have a lot of good things to say about their spouse. So I'm just starting to believe that a lot of people are together for a facade. They're together for an image of, they're together because of what it looks like to society and what it looks like on social media. But really, behind all those like pretty pictures and stuff that they post, they are deeply, deeply sad and miserable people. And it's like most of them feel like they're stuck. I don't want to be in something where I feel like I'm stuck. So I'm just starting to believe that it is a scam, or either it's just not necessary.
Okay, I just want to come on here real quick. I'm at the mall. I just got here, but before I go in, I want to come in here and say, um, me and my boss was talking yesterday, and last night she said that she told her husband that marriage was a scam. And she was like, she was telling me, she was like, marriage is a scam, and I was like, I agree. I really agree with her when she says that marriage is a scam because, especially, well, only if you are the woman that is working, that's doing pretty much everything, right? But if you are the other woman that, you know what I'm saying, don't have to do anything, and your husband provides for you, this is not for you. But marriage is definitely a scam if you're a woman that have to work, clean, cook, um, pretty much do every freaking thing. Marriage is definitely a scam, in my opinion.
Marriage is a scam. Society often sells marriage as the ultimate goal, but once the wedding is over and reality kicks in, people start to realize that love and loyalty and happiness is not guaranteed. Some partners change, and people tend to feel trapped because they start to feel like marriage has become more of a duty than a connection. The fairy tale promise, which is the happily ever after, starts to clash with real life issues. That's communication, finances, emotional distance, things like that. Marriage often ties finances, taxes, and debt to another person. And if things go wrong, one partner can lose a lot, especially in divorce. Marriage is basically a state-sanctioned contract that benefits the government. Getting married is very easy, but getting divorced is expensive. And certain laws can favor one partner over the other. And men benefit more because often women, they will give up their career, their freedom, and their financial independence. And let's be honest, people are taught from childhood that marriage equals success. And a lot of people rush into marriage for validation and not compatibility. And there's this huge pressure to stay married even when it's unhealthy because divorce is stigmatized. And I honestly feel like marriage manipulates emotions just for profit. That is, like wedding rings, things like that. So now, after being married and divorced, I do not believe in marriage. Because anything that you feel like you can only do with a partner, I guarantee you can do by yourself.
So I had somebody recently ask me what was my thoughts on marriage. Marriage, legal marriage, man-made marriage is a goddamn scam. Just think about it for a second. When you go down to a physical courthouse and you sign all the paperwork and all this bullshit, that is an economical spousal support contract. That's what the fuck it is. And it's really not in your favor as a man. You know, man-made marriage, you know, the bullshit marriage, the fake marriage, is more risk than reward as a man. You know, she can cheat on you and then, you know, you say I want a divorce and you're fucked. Happened to my uncle. Feel what I'm saying? He had to leave the house that he had before she even came into the picture. You think I'm gonna put my life through that? Shit, no. And a lot of people like bringing up the Bible. God said that you're supposed to get married before him. Let me tell you something. You got man-made marriage and you have biblical marriage. Man-made marriage is you going down, signing your fucking life away like an idiot. Biblical marriage is the marriage or the merging of two hearts. You can be married to a woman and not go down to the courthouse and do all of this legal crap. Don't you understand that when you go down to the courthouse and then you sign all of these papers, you sign your life away? You put the government in your business. You know, you put them in a position where if shit go left, they can decide what the hell they want to decide for you and her. You want to be in full control. You know, fuck that. Hell no, I ain't put my life through that shit. You know, hell, fuck that.
It's definitely very interesting hearing these perspectives. Always, no matter what I think of people's opinions, shout out to the content creators. That's just what it is. But I don't agree. I don't agree that marriage is a scam. Again, I appreciate them sharing their perspective. I can see why they would say that. I just disagree. And even with so it was kind of two different parts. One was more saying the legal part, and then other people were saying just the facade or the image of it, right? But again, there's so many people that's married, who's been married for a long time, and they're happy. We just don't hear those stories, right? And so I try to get online and make sure I share the positives about it, right? But I won't sit here and say and be dishonest and say that it's all peaches and rainbows. That even when you in a single quote unquote relationship, when you're not married, it's never just peaches and rainbows. You see what I'm saying? It just, when you married, it just mean more. It holds more weight. There's a lot of benefits. So we talk about the legal thing, right? You're able to get insurance and stuff like that. You're able to allow to sign over wills and things of that nature that really impact your lineage as a man, depending on, you know, what your thought process and your vision is for your future and your family. You know, I get it, like bro talking about, hey, you know, man, you're gonna have the government in your business, this and that. The government in your business already, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay taxes. If you got any insurance, it's like anything you do, the government, they're watching, they're in your business. So that's a cop out. That's a cope. You know, I mean, if you really love the woman, like I did another video about the lady saying, hey, if you sick as a man and, you know, you go to the hospital and you want that the person that you're in a relationship that you quote unquote not married to, they can't be in that room with you. They can't make the decisions, and they've been with you 10 years, 8 years, whatever it is, and they know what's in your best interest. They can't be in there to make those decisions. You got to call your mama. You got to call your sister. Your kids maybe have to make those decisions when you have somebody there for you. And this is one of the issues, you know. So it's so many other benefits, man, of just being married. You just have somebody there you spend your life with, that you can always confide in, that you always know will have your back, and y'all actually building something together. You know, it's just when you have so many negative situations or relationships that you go through, that's when people start to get bitter. But I would push back and say, you know, why is it that you haven't failed relationships, you know, over and over? You know, I'm not saying that every relationship should work, but why is it that it's like it brings so much bitterness onto you? It seems like a lot of these people are hurt that they went into these relationships and didn't get the best benefit from it. So in turn, they like, hey, man, if I'm not even able to make a basic relationship work, oh, I don't even want to do marriage, or marriage is out of here. Marriage is not even in my thought process. So I would say a lot of them, man, who, you know, saying marriage is a scam, definitely need to look internally and see why they can't even hold down a basic relationship. Because that's what it seemed like. A lot of them who get in a marriage or they get divorced or might have had multiple relationships and it didn't work and didn't get to the point of marriage. That's what I'm starting to see. So again, a lot of people who are married, they're gatekeeping right now, man, because a lot of times people like myself, we have the answers for these people, but they don't listen, right? I got people around me who have fruitful and definitely very successful marriages. I see the good examples of what they do, right? I've seen them go through their trials and tribulations and how they got up out of it. They stayed down, man. They stayed loyal to each other. And they put a lot of time, they really just coming out putting your ego aside and looking at what's the best interest as a family as a whole. So anyway, I personally don't think marriage is a scam. But I did want people to hear this perspective because this is real life. This is what's out there and what people think of marriage, right? But I have to be the one to push back and other voices as well because we need marriage. We need it. So with that being said, if you got any value from this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video off for anybody who needs to hear the message. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.